you guys, welcome back to my channel for another video, and happy official first day of homeschool. I'm really excited to kick off our day. I want to thank World Watch News for sponsoring this video. They have an incredibly generous offer they gave me to share with you, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But first, I want to share some of our first day of homeschool traditions and what we're going to do this morning before we get into our actual schoolwork. If you've watched any of my other back to homeschool videos, you'll probably recognize some of the traditions. I am a creature of habit, and so we do a lot of the same things each year. Each year, the night before our first day, I like to set the table and put out some special gifts. This year, I wrote little notes for each of the kids. I made a little pencil treat out of a Rolo's candy roll. I actually got this idea from one of you guys a couple of years ago. I bought these cute little earbuds. My kids saw these at Target and really wanted them, so I went back and got them a few days later. I thought they would make great back to homeschool gifts. I'm not sure how well they're going to work. They're pretty cheap, but they're really cute. I also put out all of the new school books that we haven't started yet so that they could see them and look through them. These little journals, I gave each of my kids one. We are going to be using these alongside a couple of character/discipleship books this year. My husband is going to be reading this one alongside my son, and I will be reading this alongside my girls, and we're going to just journal through them. There are some discussion questions in here, and take our kids out maybe once a month or so. My husband will take my son someplace, maybe for breakfast or something, and I'll take my girls and we'll go over what we're reading. So I thought I would let them decorate these journals with stickers this morning, and hopefully we'll get some good use out of them. And then I got this idea from someone who left a comment on my blog telling me she made t-shirts for her kids each year. I thought that was such a cool idea and don't know why we haven't done this before. So I made t-shirts for my kids this year with our homeschool name and the mascot my kids all decided they wanted. So I hope that they will love these. The other tradition we have for our first day is to make a big special breakfast. My husband got a Blackstone a couple of months ago, and he's been so excited to make the breakfast out there this year. We typically do funfetti pancakes and eggs and sausage. I think he's doing bacon this year as well. So I'm going to go help him with that, and the kids should all be down really soon to get started on our day. Two of them have already actually started on some of their independent schoolwork, but we're gonna make breakfast, show them everything on the table, and then we will get started with everything else.
I never felt tomorrow closing in this fast. Oh, I guess time's in a rush. Leaves are falling down, but at least they grow back while I'm on a one-way track. Now I know what it means to grow. Just
is about 9 o'clock. My kids are filling out their first day of school surveys, and we are, I'm not gonna say behind schedule, it's the first day of school, so I knew we were gonna be a little bit behind. We're actually doing pretty well, but this is the schedule that I made that we're typically going to be following during the school year. In the morning, my kids will be working on their independent work or stuff that they can do mostly on their own, sometimes with a little bit of help, but mostly on their own, while I'm working with Oliver on his schoolwork. And then we'll all come together usually around 10 a.m. With my older kids to do some of our group stuff. We'll do lunch and then a couple of things after lunch. So this is a little bit more structured than we've done in the past, but with our schedule and different things going on, it was needed this year. So after we finish, I'm gonna let the dogs outside. They're gonna finish their schedules. And then I'm probably gonna get Oliver started on some of his schoolwork while my older kids finish up some of their stuff. But so far it's been a good morning, good start to our official school year. All right, so we finished up our school surveys. We actually pulled out surveys that my kids had filled out last year and read through those, and it was hilarious to just read their responses from the previous year. They got a kick out of that, so I love saving those and doing those at the beginning of every school year. Right now, one of my daughters is working on her CTC math. I've got another one working on science right now, doing Journey Homeschool Academy. And then my 8th grader, he is doing Shoreman math this year, their algebra program with geometry. And so he actually has a quiz today, and so he's working on his quiz. And while they are all doing that, I'm going to start on some schoolwork with my youngest in the kitchen. So for my youngest this year, I actually made him a checklist. I figured this would be the easiest thing to help keep him on track every day, since mostly I'm going to be working with him on his own. I don't have a lot of group things that he's doing with the older kids. So this will be something, I have it just very basic, every day of the week, what he needs to get done. So we'll sit down together and he'll know once we get everything checked off for that day, then he is done with his schoolwork. But he is really into all things Army right now. So I thought he would just like if I designed something just for him. We today, well, there you can see there's our schedule. We have been doing math and logic of English a little bit over the summer. We are using Generations Math 1. We're really liking it so far. And then we're on Foundations B for Logic of English. And then we're about to start these 2 new books today. So they're both from Master Books. This is My Story in the World Around Me. We'll be using this for social studies. And then this is going to be our 1st grade science this year. So got all of my stuff, checklist is ready to go for Logic of English, and hopefully this will go smoothly today. Okay, so it is about 11:20. I just finished up most of the schoolwork with my youngest son. We only have math left, and now is a time where I'm gonna kind of just check over Homeschool Planet, and I'm gonna call my big kids in, and we're going to start on some of our together work before we have lunch. So Homeschool Planet is what I use to organize all of our scheduling, all of our classes. My kids each have their own login, so when they log in every day, they see exactly what they need to do. I have everything planned out, and it just helps keep us super organized. So as I'm checking in, I have a note at the top for all of my kids to get their chores done. So Carly is on top of that today. Luke has his math and language arts finished. Literature, this is a new subject he's starting today, so I still need to show him how to do this and talk with him about a couple things. The girls look like they're done with language arts and their CTC math. Everyone is done with vocabulary. Everyone's done with typing. Most of the music practice is done. And then this is what we're going to come do together. So we're going to do our foundations and worship. We're a couple weeks into this and we are really enjoying this curriculum so far. Mystery of History, we're starting volume 2 this year. And then Latin. Typically we're going to be doing Latin together, but we're not starting third form until later this week when we get together with some of our co-op friends. So today they're just finishing up their Latin workbook, which Luke and Carly already have theirs done. And then that is it for today. This is something that I also love about Homeschool Planet. It can integrate with your Google Calendars. So I have it synced to where any of the activities that I mark that I want my kids to be able to see, my husband and I use Google Calendar for all of our typical non-school activities, and I can sync that into Homeschool Planet so my kids can see when different events like appointments or different things are happening that I want them to be able to see. So this is just such a great tool, very easy to use. This is my view. When my kids log in, they don't see everything. Like if just Luke wanted to see his calendar, he would only see his assignments. And we use ours all online, but you can also print this out if you just wanted a checklist, to be able to print a checklist out every week for your kids and have it on paper. You could do this as well. But everything is going really well today. It's, we've been going for a couple of weeks already with some of the subjects, so they're running pretty smoothly. And then the newer things we're adding today have been kind of short introductory lessons. So far, a pretty good first day of homeschool. Okay, it's time we take a break for lunch, and it seems like a good time to share a little bit about World Watch News with you guys, because they honestly have become an integral part of our lunchtime routine in our homeschool. With multiple kids in different grades and different ages, I think it's so important to have little routines and rituals that kind of bring us all together, something that helps structure our day and something that we can look forward to each day and kind of use to recenter and regroup before we finish out our day. For us, watching World Watch News has helped us do this, from my youngest son to my oldest, and even myself and sometimes my husband if he comes upstairs from work. We all enjoy watching it, hearing news and current events reported in a kid-friendly way from reporters with a biblical worldview background. If you're not familiar with World Watch News, it's a 10-minute daily news program that not only covers current events and headlines, but there are also a lot of other fun topics and informational segments that they run that are really engaging to my kids, spanning from science, history, and government to world cultures, art, and technology, and even more. They pack a lot into these 10 minutes, and my kids always learn something new from it. I really appreciate that watching the show gives me an opening into conversations with my kids about some of the important things that are going on in the world. Sometimes things that are hard to talk about and that I don't always know the right way to bring up or explain. World Watch News does this in age-appropriate ways. I never have to worry about the content my kids are going to see on the screen like you would if you were watching just a general mainstream media news program. And if you are familiar with World Watch News, you know their tagline, what they say and end the show with every day is, whatever the news, the purpose of the Lord will stand. We can all use this reminder daily that no matter what is going on in the world, it has a purpose and the Lord is moving the course of history to his ultimate glorification. He is sovereign and everything works for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Even if everything around us feels out of control, God is sovereign and in control. You will not hear that when you flip on the TV these days, so I just really appreciate this reminder day in and day out. And if World Watch News is not already a part of your day, part of your routine, this is the perfect time to start because they are offering you guys the best deal I have seen from them. You can get 4 months for free through my link I will leave in the description of this video. 4 months is such a generous gift. 1/3 of your year. I really hope you'll take advantage of it and build this habit into your homeschool. This is one of the most simple things you can do this year, but it's sure to leave a lasting impact. Click on the link below and claim your free gift and let me know in the comments if you're going to be watching with us this year. Okay, so you have probably seen this from me before, but we started this last year and that's our lunch plan. So this has been a really great thing for our homeschool, kind of brings us all together around lunchtime and just makes it easier for me to plan what we're doing for lunch, give us some variety, make sure I have something that all of my kids really like. They helped me plan out the menu. We have made some changes since the one that we used last year, but today it's week 1 Monday, so that's what we're doing for lunch. Last year I actually made this a template on my blog. So if you go to the blog, if you want something like this, you can grab this one and fill in your own lunch ideas, or you can make something like this pretty easy on Canva as well. But this really just helps keep me organized during the school year, helps shopping go really smoothly, and we just love having a set plan for lunch every day. All right, you guys, and we are about wrapped up for our homeschool day today. We got pretty much everything done. One of my daughters is finishing up something, and then my son is finishing up some of his literature, and I'm about ready to take my youngest son to martial arts. But today, the kids worked really well. I'm really happy with everything that we got finished today. The only thing that I didn't get done was math with my youngest son, which we will probably do when we get home today. I also plan on getting a workout in when we get back from martial arts, and then I'm going to be taking my girls to their aerial silks class tonight, and that should be it. Come home from that and have dinner and call it a day. So I hope you guys enjoyed just following along and seeing what our first day of homeschool is like. Don't forget to check out that link in the description so that you can get your 4 free months of World Watch News. I hope you love it as much as we have in our homeschool. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more homeschooling tips and encouragement. I will be sharing a lot as we go through our year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.